Hello everyone, this is Anna here with Passions of Paper. I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I basically ended up getting sick, and I was sick for a little over a week. Um, my husband and I both. And then I had my birthday, and for my birthday, I decided I wanted to spend my birthday money on my craft room. Um, and I ended up selling my 75-gallon fish tank because it took up so much room in my craft room, and I was just really it was just a very small, it's a small space to begin with, and that was a very big fish tank. And so I ended up selling that and basically renovating my whole craft room. So that was the last week. And while I did that, I also made this ephemera book. So I am here today to show off this ephemera book that I made, and then I'm gonna try in the next day or so to get a video of my new craft room, a craft room tour for you guys, because it is just so gorgeous. I just love showing it off. And maybe it'll give you guys some ideas for your own craft spaces or rooms. And then after that, I need to do a flip through video for those two deep sea journals that I made. I showed you guys the covers of the unfinished covers of them a while back in one of my other videos. I think it was my tutorial video on the booklet. And, or maybe, no, it was the tassel one. The seam binding tutorial, that's what it was. So those have been done forever, and I've just been kind of holding on to them because I love my work so much that I just love looking at it. So I haven't been ready to sell, but I think I'm getting to that point where I'm ready to go ahead and get them out there. So this video is just going to be for this ephemera holder. In order to renovate my room, I needed to get a lot of the ephemera out of these plastic drawers. And so I looked on Etsy to try to just buy an ephemera holder book, like a full-size book, and they just don't seem to exist, or else I'm not searching the right things. I just kept finding these little single signature booklets. Well, they weren't booklets, they were full size, but they were just thin. They weren't like this. And that's not going to hold very much ephemera for me. I did end up finding one person who sold a book, but that only holds so much ephemera, so I was like, I need to make my own book. And the book that I bought was kind of simple, very simply made, and I wanted to go all out with all the fun stuff, as you can see in here. So basically, I had this bird fabric I've been saving for something special, and an ephemera holder is something I'm going to use for a very long time, basically as long as this will hold up for. And so that was perfect. I didn't want to use it for a journal for myself because I usually fill up a journal in 1 to 2 months, and then I'm done with it, and it just sits on my shelf like this, and this is all I see of it. So an ephemera holder, I'm getting into it all the time, and I even keep it on my desk so I can quickly get into it and find, excuse me, and find the piece, whatever I want to use in my daily writing. So it's on display in on my desk, and I'm in it all the time. So I started with the bird fabric, and that created the theme, the color scheme, and all that. I did some liquid pearl on these butterflies here, and here, and here. And I took some flour sack towel, a piece of that, and used a Tim Holtz letter stencil and a marker and wrote out ephemera. And then here I took some threads that I've been holding on to. Well, actually it was from the fabric that I used in this tassel. So as you can see, there's these threads that come off from this fabric, and I use those to make a bird nest, and then I put, I hot glued some beads down that look like bird eggs. They've got like speckles in them. They're super cool. I just love this nest. This is my absolute favorite part of this journal, with this tassel coming close behind. There's so many different types of fabrics in here. This is just a strip of fabric here. I've got several strips of fabric in here that you can see, and they're like so soft. I bought scraps of fabric from someone on Etsy, and for like $22 she gave me this big pack, and there's just so much cool stuff in there that I can use for like months and months. So many projects. So I did lace ribbon and some yarns, and this is just some cotton fabric that I food colored forever ago. I've got string from pajama pants and some ribbon. I have eyelash trims. This is flour sack towel here that was food colored. And then I used bookbinding string to, because it's nice and skinny. And I used red to pull out the color in the bird here. And then I used that to add these beads. And I've got 4 of those with these beads that go with the theme. And then what I did is basically I took, someone was asking how I make this tassel, and it is removable. So basically I took all these trims and fabrics, and I laid them out straight like this, and then I took some of the string and I wrapped it around the middle of the length of this several times, and then I hold on to that string and pull it up and push it all together so it's folded in half, and then I take that string and I go around several times to make this little lump up here. And you can see here that's where I went around the middle several times, and then I go around the whole entire thing, just so that the pieces can't be pulled and get really long on one side and short on the other side. It holds them in. Then I took the rest of that string and I looped it through this bulldog clip here, through that hole several times. And then I took the rest of it and I stuck a needle up here. With the hole, I just stuck the head of the needle where the hole is. I'm not sure what the terminology of that is, but I stuck that up through this, up to here, and then I put this through it, and then I pulled it back down, so that way I tucked it underneath all of this, and this is really, really tight, so it's basically kind of like tying it. And then I just put another bead on there and tied that off. So that is the glorious tassel. It is super soft and clinky and colorful and so much fun. And here you can see I did bookbinding string orange to go again with the theme, the color scheme. And then here I did a button closure, which if you can see that, this button has kind of like 2 rings around it, and I thought it looked like a nest. So I took these tiny little, what are they called? Those little seed buttons, I think, or seed, it's the little seed beads. And as I was putting my string through the button, I strung the beads on so that they look like eggs. And then these looked, I mean, they match the color scheme, and they're kind of speckled, so they just looked really cool for the dangle. So as you can see, that goes through there, right here, and that keeps this closed really well. And then right here you can see I did silver book corners. Kind of show, the light's kind of making them look a little gold, but those are silver. I did that on all 4 corners. And then another one of my favorite parts about this book is the dangles. All the strings that come off of, that hang from the signatures that were used to sew the signatures in, I made these dangles with more of those beads and then some red beads as well to tie in the red in that bird. So it's just so much fun. There's so much fun stuff going on in this, just on the outside. And of course it's loaded with fun stuff. It's got a good sized gator mouth, but it's not too big to be uncomfortable to use. And on the inside covers, so we've got these papers here that I made. Excuse me. I made these using those the Tim Holtz Distress oxide sprays. So I used some kind of orange for the inside covers here. And then I used acetate sheets to make my pockets. And for the inside covers, I made very, very big pockets to hold the very big things. And they looked really blocky, so I used a circle punch to put a little U in it. And that makes it look a lot better. And as you can see, these pockets were all sewed in. So there's no chance of them coming undone by shoving lots and lots of stuff in them. And I got 3 signatures, and basically I made one signature and then I used that as a template for the rest of them, because the way I make this is I put acetate pockets down, if you can see that, and that one there. And then I do the exact same thing on the other side in the same spots as good as I could. And then I sew just on one side, and that sews both pockets on both sides in. I think it was a tutorial from Teal and Tattered. That's what I watched, and it showed me how to do that, and it was genius. But I found that I was having a hard time lining these up, so sometimes the back side I'd be able to put my finger through a little section here or there of the pocket. So what I'm saying that this was a template is that basically the first signature, basically each page in the signature lines up with each page in this signature. So in this signature here, this pocket, I did the same height as this pocket. And then I turned the paper around and put this pocket again lined up just with this pocket, and that way they were more identical and I didn't have to fix any holes in them. And the way I made them stay on is I used a dot of glue in the corners and then plop it down and hold it for a few seconds until that glue dried, and that kept them perfectly still while I sewed them. And the glue, my glue dries clear, so you cannot see it. So there's, I think, 36 pages in here. And basically what I did is I really love this wood grain paper that I have, but it was one-sided. So that's why I used the Tim Holtz Distress Sprays to basically make the other side of the paper. And I just tried to do it, well, I don't really have too many different colors. I have orange, blue, green, and brown, so that's what I was stuck doing. I hated that I had to do brown in this bright, vivid book, but I wanted to keep it mixed up and not all just like the same 3 colors over and over. So I did pages with 2 good-sized pockets, and they always repeat front and back. And then I did pages with 3 pockets, and again, it's front and back. And then I did a big pocket and a small pocket, and that's the center of the signature, so I did that again on this next page. And then we're back to the 3 pockets and then the 2 medium pockets. So that makes up 1 signature, and like I said, I kind of use these as a template to continue to make the rest of them. For the sewing, basically what I did is I started at the top corner and I went down this way, down here, down this way, up, and then I went over the middle acetate pocket and then went back and then up, over and back and then up, and that made all my threads come out at one spot, and then I was able to tie those off and kind of make them like little tiny miniature tassels for each and every page. Just another little fun thing to play with, because I love journals full of things to play with. And then this one is mostly filled with my Tim Holtz ephemera, but there's other stuff in here as well. And it's great. Ever since I made this, I've actually am using my ephemera now when I journal. Like before, when it was all my stuff stuffed in little drawers, I never really got up and looked in the drawers to try to find something that worked. And now, all I have to do is, I've got this book right here on my desk while I'm journaling, and I just pull it out, and I just leave it out here. I'm journaling right here, and I just leave this out here like open, and that way I can quickly flip through and find stuff that I want to use. So it's really fun because now I'm actually using my stuff, and it makes my journal, my daily journal entries more interesting. So, that is that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep an eye and ear out for my future videos. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a craft room tour and 2 other journals, like big journals, the deep sea journals. They're like nautical, deep sea themed. I call them tomes because they're so big. And I need to film those flip throughs and then get those listed to Etsy. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Please like and subscribe, and thank you. Bye.